Hello! Today I'll show how I made these garden bouquet cards using dies from Poppystamps' brand new release. Using the Gotta Have Gingham by Fawn, I made 3 different versions of this card. The one on the left has some glossy accents and Nuvo Drops for accents. The center one was blue inlaid on top of blue, and the right one was inlaid with different colors of gingham. The frames were made from the brand new double stitch scalloped rectangle frame set, and I used the largest out of the 4, and then the Garden Bouquet, and this is an outline die which makes it perfect for inlay projects. For each card I die cut the Garden Bouquet 3 times and then glued them together so it was a nice, very dimensional piece. So these scallop dies die cut a frame, which means that the frame could be used by itself or with the backing, and I'll use the backing here in a minute. The center portion of this gingham will be covered up, so I decided to use that to die cut flowers so there would be no waste whatsoever with this paper. I die cut the Garden Bouquet onto the gingham and then set it aside on the plate for later. I'll use all those little pieces in just a second. But I started off by just gluing the frame that I had made out of the Garden Bouquet onto white. So this was the 3 layers going directly onto the backing that I saved from the frame die. And because this is a very thick piece, it was really helpful to put that directly under weight to just dry flat just for a few minutes. And once that was nice and flat, I was able to just then go in and start adding the petals to create all the little gingham flowers and butterflies. Once all the gingham was inlaid into the flowers and the butterflies, I was then able to take this background and glue it onto the base of the card. I started out by attaching the scallop, and then once the scallop was attached to the gingham, I attached the gingham to a white backing. I could have easily attached this directly to the card, but I attached it to a backing for whatever reason. So then to glue the front panel on, it just fit absolutely perfectly because it was part of the same die cut. And that's what I love about using the frame with the inner portion, the inner matting of that. Next, I used some little iridescent gemstones, little things from Lucy's cards, and just put those inside some of the flower centers. And I just filled up the centers with glue and laid those right over top. Also, I thought it would be cute to add just a little extra touch of something in that bottom right corner. And so I just cut out one of the little die cut flowers and added that just for a little something that just needed there. And then while I was at it, I always like to do something cute on the inside that ties the front to the inner portion of the card. The second card has much the same effect as the first one in that the background is the same pattern as the petals. There's still some inlaying to do, but not as much inlaying. Just pretty much the negative spaces are what are going to be inlaid. So you'll see me here just making sure that everything's nice and glued down tight. I put in the frame, put it under some weight to dry for just a few minutes, and then here is where I'm inserting those little negative spaces. And this would actually be really neat to do white on white because it's creating a ton of dimension. So you've got the deeper grooves of where the petals are, and then the higher grooves of where the outline is. And then you've got that middle ground where it's filled in. And using the same gingham paper, just in a different color, I went ahead and filled in the butterflies using a yellow, which added just a little bit more contrast there, and I really liked that look. Now notice how I'm using the edge of my palette knife to really smooth that down. That worked really, really well. For my third example, I just wanted to show the little glossy accents and Nuvo drops that I put inside, and that was a very nice look. It's really pretty. These are just really fun cards to make with a ton of different ways to make them. Different pattern papers, different colors, different outline dies. For the center card, I had the faceted gems facing up, and this one, the gems are flat on top with the point down into the glue. And I think I like the point down better just because of the mailing. See how that points, that could go through the envelope possibly. So I just wanted to show that too. But I like both. Here's a closer look of the little Nuvo drops with the glossy accents. And I love how that softens that gingham in the background. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you again soon. Have a great day.